Hello everyone, this is Hashir. Welcome to part 1 of Memory Tile game with Python and Turtle. In this series, I'm trying to code a Memory Tile game, which is kind of very basic memory test. And the game is you will have a bunch of tile shape colors appear on the screen for a couple of seconds and after disappear or covered by another color, and you need to guess the pair colors with clicking on the squares. And if you get them right, so you will get you can keep them on the screen, and if you are clicking in the wrong places, you will have second chance, and you can check with how many try and how many click you could complete the problem or complete the puzzle. The thing about this game is the concept's kind of easy because we need to have a list of characters, and we will going to slice them and after shuffle those characters, and then we need to try to guess the pair kind of position. And it can be a little bit tricky when we want to have a graphical implementation of this game with Python. You can do it with also tkinter, and I've seen some programmers, they've been doing it, they can do it with tkinter. Tkinter can be very good module for this particular game also. But normally when I'm going to write a game, I choose Pygame or Turtle. For this game, I think Turtle is very, very good and more than enough. So let's try to do it. It can be a little bit complicated, so I have to break it down a little bit more slowly. First of all, we need to, of course, import our module. So import Turtle, time, and random. And we can use untimer function from Turtle, but let's see what is best. Slowly we will find out during the coding. We can have some constants here, and constants, we will have tile equal 100. We can have width, which is 500, and height, which is 500. So we will have square shape screen. And our screen, we can create a screen by assign the screen method, Turtle screen method to variable. It can be Windows, main window, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but it's best to call it something meaningful. So screen equal turtle dot capital S screen, and screen dot setup will be will have at least two parameters. The first is width, height. Second is height, and third parameter is the position of the screen, Turtle screen on monitor, on screen. So we can have it on 200. Screen dot background color. We can have black. And as you remember, when we want to pass colors in Turtle, we have to pass them as a string. And at the end, screen dot tracer, which is our speed of animation. Something not technically completely equal to Pygame display update or display flip. It's something similar. So let's see what we have here. It's appear and disappear because we don't have the main loop. So we call the main loop here turtle.main loop, and we can have it on the screen. So we have our screen black. And all right, for now, let's create a simple class which can hold attributes of our graphics and our internal logic and our game. So we call it game class. Where is it? Okay, game class holds attributes or holds graphic attributes, graphics and games attributes. I'm not sure if this schema is good for you. I hope you can see everything, but let me change it to another color. This one, maybe I can go all the way up to default. Maybe this is best. Okay. Yeah, I think this is best. Class game, and we should have turtle.turtle as superclass, pass as argument here, parameter here. We need to construct our class, so the init method will be defined init and self. That's all we need here. And after, we should have initiate superclass, because we want to have access to all the attributes and functionality of superclass, which is turtle. Turtle.turtle.init self. And now we can take care of our stuff here. Let's see what we need. And now let's create one object from a class, so game equal game. And we try to call the class also, and everything looks okay. So let's say we need to print our colors on the screen. Then we need to have at least print items method, get a color item, draw the color, and after we have to kind of cover the colors. So let's try to create some methods here. Define. We can also have print items, because the items will be a sliced list of characters. We can have it like we can have it and see how this backend calculation work, but it's not necessary. But I will show you. It's nice to see how it's work. Print items self and pass. Another one will be defined get a color, and I will explain everything slowly. Pass. Define color self. Define should be draw the color. So define draw colors. Pass. And we need to have define draw covers or cover, draw cover self and pass. And what else we need to have? We need to get the coordinates. Define get coordinates And for example, let's see. All right. And after we have to have some methods for getting the click from the user. First click, second click, store the values, and after we can compare the values of the two clicks if they are matched with sliced characters with our list. Okay, this it's enough. Let's go and take care of the init method, what we need here in init method. Let's take care of our graphic attributes. So graphics. In graphics, first of all, we need to hide the turtle. So self.hide turtle, which is hiding the turtle cursor. Self.pen up, it's dispatching the pen from the paper. For example, imagine you are lifting the pen from the paper. So when you move it around, you are not going to draw anything on the paper. After, you can use a pen down and put the pen back on the paper, and you can start to draw. Self.shape, and what kind of shape we are going to use? Of course, a square. And by default in Turtle we have 5 shapes. I think it's square, triangle, circle, arrow, and classic, and turtle, which is really turtle. Self.shape size, and everything else, if you want to have any other shape, or you have to draw it and make a function for it, or you can use external shapes or image with a GIF file. And the shape size should be, as my calculation for this game, 4.8. And self.set position means where is the starting position for our turtle cursor, is -200 to in 200. So x is -200 and 200 is y coordinates. And if you don't know, in Turtle we are using Cartesian coordinates. It's not the same as Pygame, because in Pygame we are using the screen coordinates. In Cartesian coordinates, you have a 0 in the center of the board or center of your screen, and left and up it's plus x and y, and right and up it's plus x and plus y, and down and left is minus y and x. And so sometimes we need to convert the Cartesian coordinates to screen coordinates, but in Pygame everything starts from 0, 0 on top left of screen, and going down it will be just plus. We don't have minus coordinates in Pygame, which can make it a little bit easier for programming, but we always can write converter for it. And I think I need to have maybe one video to show you how to write very simple converter from Cartesian coordinates to screen coordinates. And at the end, self.speed we will have 4, and self.speed is the speed of drawing. And for now we have game attributes. Game attributes, the most important is our list. So we create one list, self.items equal list, and this list contains, so the list will contain 10 pair of 10 characters. It will be AA, wait a sec, AA, BB, CC, DD, E, FF, GG, HH, SS, and OO. It can be anything, but it should be pair. The second thing we need to do, we need to call the shuffle method from random module, so we can scramble these items inside our list. Self dot oh no here should be random dot shuffle, and here self dot items. Okay, now we have scrambled item. Now what we need to do, we need to slice our item and make them 5 groups of 4, 5 groups of 5, I think 5 groups of 5 items. So we will have a list contains 5 lists, and each list contains 5 elements. So basically we try to make some kind of array. If you're familiar with C or I don't know Java or something, we are creating the array, and after I will show you with print how this array will look like and how we can assign color to any character. But now let's create those, slice those, the list, and make a list, separated list inside the list. So self.items equal create a list. So self.items from 0 to index 4, self.items from 4 to index 8, self.items, who is this? Sorry, and self.items 8 to 12, self.items 12 to 16, and self.items 16 to end of the list or end of. Okay, so now we sliced our list. Let's create the let's take a look at our print item method, and here I can show you how we can create an array from this list of lists. So for r in range of length of the self.items, we need to use nested loop here. For C in range length of the self.items index 1, which is index 0, which is the first list inside our big list, main list. Now let's print self.items R and C, R for row and C for columns, and equal string. And at the end we just print one line. Okay, now we can call it here. Actually I already called it, so game print items, save it, and we'll see. Okay, we have our screen here, and as you see here, we slice the main list into 5 lists, and each list contains 4 items. I made a mistake. I thought it's 5. I thought it's 5 by 5, but it's 5 by 4. So for example, the character F is index 0 in first list, and the match will be in fourth list, index 0. So now in the next video we are trying to assign the colors, and in a couple of video we will learn how to get a click and second click from the user and assign the variables and compare those variables, and we develop our logic slowly. All right, so as always, if you find my tutorials useful, helpful, please subscribe, and I see you in next video.